First I'm going to be applying my eye primer, which is the Benefit Stay Don't Stray. I'm just going to be applying this all over the lid. I just do 2 dots on the lid and then 2 dots just below my brow. Blend it in with my finger. I really love this eyelid primer. It's one that I've been using for ages. And it just cancels out any discoloration I have in my eyelids, and it really creates a nice canvas. So first I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush. This is the Taper Blending E40, and I'm going to be taking the shade Strange, which is just a neutral white shade. I just find that with this palette, putting this as a base first just really helps the shadows blend together much easily. Now I'm just putting this on the upper portion of my eye, not necessarily on the lid. So the next shade I'm going to be taking is Nuna, which is just a taupe rosy brown shade. I'm going to be taking that on the Blending E25 brush. I'm going to be placing this just in the crease area and just a little bit further up. Just going back and forth using windscreen wiper motions and doing a circular motion at the same time as well, just to make the edges blend really nicely. You can deepen this up and make it as dark as you want, or make it as light as you want. So notice I'm not applying this on the actual lid, just going in the crease and a little bit further up. I just feel like this seems to work well with my eye shape. Next I'm going to be taking the Taper Blending E45 brush, and I'm going to be taking the shade Dark Side, which is just like a charcoal black. It has a bit of a grey undertone to it, and it's mostly a satin. You don't want anything that's going to have big chunks of shimmer in it, because the colour that we're going to be applying on the lid is going to be really dramatic. So I'm just applying this in the outer V, and then using what's left on my brush to go right into the crease. And I'm just focusing this on the crease. I'm not taking it any further up like I did with the first colour. And you can use a dark brown if you would like, instead of using a black, if you don't want something that's so dramatic as this. And I'm using the same motion as well, just windscreen wiper motions, going in little tiny circles as well, just back and forth into the crease. And going back in with the E25, a little bit more of that Nuna. Just blending the crease colour and Nuna together, making sure there's no harsh lines. I definitely think this is a perfect palette if you want to create a Valentine's Day look. It's just the rosy neutral tones in here are just so pretty. Then taking just a flat shader brush, this is one from Napoleon Purtis, and the colour Strange, which is the colour that we put first on the base of the lid. I'm just going to be applying this just underneath the brow. This one does have a tiny bit of a satin finish to it. It's not completely matte, but it does give a little bit of a reflection, but it's so pretty. Then I'm just going in with this brush that I have from Avon. This is sort of like a small tapered. This is like the crease brush that I used, the small taper blending brush, but this one's just a bigger version of that really. And I'm just going to be taking Nuna again, just on the very tip of my brush, and just going over the edges. Just to make sure we didn't lose any of that colour when applying the highlight. And then going all over it, just blending it all together. Taking a bit more of that dark side with the crease brush that I used. Deepening that up a little bit more. Now for the fun and messy part. I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Color Tattoo. This is in the shade Inked in Pink. It's a really nice light pomegranate type of colour. I'm just going to be taking that on my finger and applying this just to my eyelid. I was going to use a color from the Naked 3 palette on my lid. I was going to use Dust, which is a really pretty pink shimmery shade, but unfortunately it doesn't have that great of a color payoff when you put it on your lid. You just really have to build it and build it and build it, and even then it doesn't really give me the intensity that I want. So I'm actually going to be using a much better color from the Too Faced Natural Eye palette. I'm going to be using the shade Nude Peach, and it's a very chunky, glittery, really nice rosy pink color, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love this color. If you do have this palette, be very careful, as you might know that it has quite a lot of fallout because the glitter in it is very chunky and thick. If you don't have a color like this, I know that Maybelline has some great pinky toned champagne shades. It's just gorgeous, but I absolutely love this color. I'm going to be packing that onto my brush. This is the eye shading E55, and I'm really going to be pressing this onto my lid. Because this has fairly big chunks of glitter in it, I want to make sure that I'm pressing this onto the lid, not swooping it across. It is just a really gorgeous color, and it has such a pretty iridescence to it when it's on the lid and when it catches the light. Just going back in with my crease brush and just blending out the edges of that, making sure that the crease color meets with the lid color. Doesn't look like I've just packed a bunch of eyeshadow on there and hope for the best. Just cleaning this bit up here as well. And I'm going to be taking just a really flat, precise shading brush. I'm going to be applying a bit more of that color tattoo on the inner corner of my eye. And then taking my eye shading brush again, applying the Nude Beach shade in the inner corner. And just taking a clean blending brush, just cleaning up under the eye, getting rid of any fallout. And I'm going to be taking an eyeliner. I'm just going to use the Maybelline Master Smoky eyeliner. This just came out, and this is in the shade Scorching Brown. I'm just going to be applying that on the lower lash line, making sure not to go any further than where the end of your eye, than where the end of like your pupil finishes, because you don't want to cover any of the Nude Beach that we just put in the inner corner. And using the Essence Stays No Matter What black eyeliner, this is going to go in my tight line. You might want to wear any waterproof eyeliners that you have, because Valentine's Day you might get some lovely flowers and want to cry. I'm just taking a pencil E30 brush, and I'm going to be taking the shade Factory from the Naked 3 palette, which is just a really nice taupey brown with a bit of shimmer in it, and applying that just where we put the eyeliner, on the lower lash line, just to blend it out, make it look a little bit less harsh and a bit more sultry and smoky looking. Next, applying some liquid liner. This is a Bourjois liner. This is a 16-hour one. It's my favorite liquid eyeliner of the moment. And just applying thin line on the top lashes. I don't want it to be too dramatic because I still want the Nude Beach shade, the lid color, to show through really nice and shiny. I'm just going to let the liquid eyeliner sit for the time being, just to let it dry. So while it's drying, I'm just going to bronze up my face to my blush, contour and highlighting. I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster and just a Real Techniques powder brush. Bronzing up the neck. This is a very light bronzer. It might look like I'm applying a lot, but it's a very light colour. Applying this just around the perimeters of the face. Then I'm going to be contouring with the same Physicians Formula Bronze Booster and a small contour F05 brush. Now you can see I'm not doing anything that's like too dramatic. Like I don't want like a really harsh contour. I just want everything to be really nice and blended and just very natural. Even though you're putting makeup on, you still want it to look fairly natural. So just contouring. I love this brush for contouring when I want something that's very seamless because it's so fluffy but dense at the same time that it really puts the colour on there, but it blends it out really nicely. And just the temples. I'm also going to be contouring the side of my nose. And for blush, I want something that's going to make my cheeks look really nice and glowy and fresh looking. So I'm going to be using my Too Faced Perfect Flush Blush, and this one is in Candy Glow, and it's just in little heart packaging. I'm going to be applying that with my small Duo Fiber F55 brush. I'm just going to be swirling all the colours together. Applying that to the back points of my cheeks. For highlight, I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. Healthy Glow Bronzing Powder. This is in the shade Luminance. On my tapered highlighter F35 brush. And then just to the high points of my cheeks. Being very gentle because this is a very pigmented and powdery highlighter. Cupid's bow. Bit on the chin. Before I apply my mascara, I'm just going to be applying some NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. Curling my eyelashes. This is just a Revlon eyelash curler, it's nothing special. To give my lashes some length and separation, I'm going to be applying the L'Oreal Volume Million XS. It's definitely turned into one of my favourite mascaras. You can apply false eyelashes if you want, but I don't have the skill to apply false eyelashes. Then my next step is the Drawn Out Best Lash Extreme. This is my favourite mascara. It gives my lashes the volume and thickness that I want. My lower lashes, I'm going to be applying the Revlon Lash Potion. And just to make sure I don't get any marks or anything underneath my eyes, I'm going to be using my lash card, which is extremely dirty, but still functionable. For lips, I don't want to be applying anything too dramatic because it's Valentine's Day and let's face it, everyone's going to be kissing everyone. So I'm just going to be applying the Colour Whisper by Maybelline, and this is in the shade Ula Lilac. They have really beautiful shades. And this one is just like a really nice pinky purple, like lilac shade. And these are fairly moisturizing too. And because it's not like a full-on lipstick, you're not going to worry about having to reapply it or whatever. And they look very nice and glossy and shiny, and they're just really, really pretty. And that's pretty much it.